It's a bit out of place compared to how other people react when we walk past.
No, not really. We're just being the same as all
of
the
those
citizens.
reasons are the reasons why our attention's been drawn to you, and the reason why I've just come over to just carry out what's called a stopping account, just to see what you're up to, make sure everything's all okay, make sure you don't need police for anything, and make sure you're not up to any no good, because there are quite a lot of people up to no good around here as well.
Yeah, we're just going to get food.
Okay, no problem. And do you live around here?
No, from Liverpool.
So you've arrived from Liverpool recently, or?
Been here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
We're leaving today.
Are you both from Liverpool, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Do you have any ID on you then?
No, I don't, you know.
No? So you've come all the way from Liverpool with no ID? I'll take your details in, if that's okay.
I don't really want to give you my details, to be honest, mate.
I mean, a lot of the time, if people haven't got anything to worry about or anything,
I have got nothing to worry about.
then they're happy to comply. It just makes the encounter
I'd rather not.
sweeter and easier.
I'd rather not.
Right, okay.
Right from the start, this officer shows exactly why people distrust stop and search on the street. He stopped Shem for the same reason you reacted when you saw us: a vague, subjective read of body language. People react for all kinds of normal reasons: nerves, irritation, or surprise. Treating a look or a brief movement as proof of wrongdoing is guessing, not policing. It gets wise. After asking where Shem is from, the officer hints that coming from Liverpool somehow means guilt and wonders why someone from there wouldn't have ID. That logic doesn't hold up. There's no law that forces you to carry ID, and traveling without it isn't, by itself, suspicious. It looks like the officer was trying to create a reason to escalate things. When Shem politely refuses to give personal details, the officer uses a familiar line: if you've got nothing to hide, you should be happy to comply. That's a pressure trick, not a legal standard.
Okay. And listen, there's no power for me to enforce on you to give me your details, so I'm not going to get silly about it.
Yeah.
But there's obviously, it might suggest to me there's a reason why you don't want to.
There is no reason, I'd just rather not. I've been through a lot with the police. I don't really trust the police. I'd rather not give you my details, unless I'm legally obliged to. I'm not legally obliged to give you my name, so I'm not going to.
Okay, no problem. No problem. How come you've got quite a big, thick coat on today then?
Because we've been out since 6 in the morning, and this morning it was cold.
Right, okay.
Yeah, we've just come from the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, and have you got anything on you that you shouldn't have at all?
No, I haven't.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, your mate's being searched in a minute, so... You're still cold, are you?
Not really, it's a bit warm now, like.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? I've got it now.
The officer's focus on Shem's coat says a lot. Shem explained he'd come from the gym and had been wearing the coat all morning, but the officer treated that as proof something was hidden inside. Why assume that? It's not evidence, it's an assumption. In policing, assumptions without facts lead straight to misuse of power. This wasn't reasonable suspicion, it was reaching. When one excuse doesn't work, he jumps to another. First the coat, then the lack of ID, then Shem's reaction to seeing officers. Each reason falls apart on its own, but the officer piles them together trying to build a case. That's fishing, not investigation.
I didn't even see you pull up there till you called me. I only seen you down there, and even he said, how come you were staring at the van? And he's probably already told you. We were looking at the tactical support group, and I asked him, what does that mean?
Try that one more time. Have another read of that.
Alright, give me a shout if you need it.
Oh, territorial.
There we go, mate.
Sorry.
Yeah. My mate asked you if you've been arrested before.
Yeah.
Have you been arrested before?
Yeah.
What was that for?
I've just got out of jail. I got a not guilty. I just got out 6 weeks ago.
So you were remanded for court and then you got not guilty?
Yeah, this is what I was on the TV show for.
Oh, right.
I was on the run for like 9 years.
You were on the run for 9 years?
And then I found martial arts. I used martial arts to change my life from what I used to do before.
What were you on the run for?
It was an aggravated burglary. And I just got a not guilty. I've only been out for 6 weeks.
I spoke to my colleague. From standing here talking to you, I have been able to smell cannabis coming from between the two of us. And that's even when I've given the opportunity for other people to walk past and stuff, like other people to like leave.
Have you smelled cannabis on me?
Well, I can smell it in the air as well, mate. It's lingering a lot of
When
time.
there's nobody else around, so I'll give you the benefit of that.
Here, the officer's desperation is obvious. After failing to get anything from attitude, ID, or clothing, he tries the fallback, the smell of cannabis. But if the smell was so clear, Why wasn't it mentioned the moment he approached? Why ask about where Shem was from and what he was wearing before suddenly claiming a drug smell? That timing suggests the smell claim came later when the officer realized he had no proper grounds that he even asked a colleague if he smells cannabis on Shem, and the colleague doesn't confirm it. One officer saying I can smell it in the air, but not attributing it to the people being searched is not a solid basis for a search. If your reason for searching is smell, your partner should back you up. In this case, there was no clear confirmation. This looked like an invented excuse, used too often to push through an unlawful stop and search.
That coupled with your behaviour, okay, combined,
what's wrong with my behaviour?
Specifically you, because I'm dealing with you, the fact that you did, upon seeing us, look back a couple of times, you suddenly sort of turned around when you've probably realised we're closing in and maybe coming over to speak to you.
You're just making this up now, mate.
I'm not making anything up. You've turned around.
This is fabrication, mate.
When my colleague asked you what you was doing over here, I mean, you know, it's not in the best condition, is it?
Lad, I was looking at on the wall and saying to me, mate, look at that.
Okay, well that's
we don't need to watch over our shoulder. This is why no one wants to deal with you, because look at the stuff you're saying.
Because not many other people, again, are reacting to that when they're walking past.
We did.
So I'm not saying that you're lying, but all of these things combined, the fact that I can smell cannabis and your behaviour, and the fact you're in an area where there's quite a high use of cannabis and quite a lot of drug crime.
That's nothing to do with me. We're not from here, so I'm being detained right now.
Yeah, you're detained for a search for drugs, and it's under section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act. Alright, I'm PC Shemrock from Chadwell Heath TSG. You're entitled to a copy which you can have now within 3 months. You are detained while I search you. Again, another reason is you're wearing quite a thick coat, and it's...
So I'm being detained because I'm wearing a thick coat. You just say that. One of the reasons, and the other one's me behaviour.
And the smell.
I haven't done nothing suspicious, mate. No, you can't smell no cannabis from me.
You are detained for those reasons.
I don't
if you have any
smoke cannabis.
questions, please feel free to ask me. Do you have anything on you that you shouldn't have?
No.
Okay.
The officer cites Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act to detain Shem for a search, pointing to 2 flimsy grounds: a thick coat in 21 degrees weather and his behavior. Let's be clear, wearing a coat, whatever the temperature, isn't suspicious. People dress for comfort, health, or because they've been somewhere earlier, like the gym. Using clothing alone as a reason to suspect someone is lazy policing and can be a form of profiling.as for behavior. Shem stayed calm and chose not to share personal details. Exercising your legal rights is not evidence of guilt. What's suspicious is using perfectly lawful actions, like refusing to answer questions, as a reason to treat someone as guilty.
I'd therefore be putting a complaint in on this, like, because this isn't on this, mate.
That's absolutely fine. You're more than entitled to complain if you're not happy with the services that you've received today.
Obviously not.
I know it's not nice being searched.
Come on,
I know it's an intrusion of your day and your privacy, perhaps.
Whereabouts are you?
Got quite a high amount of cash. What's this for?
Is that illegal as well?
Well, potentially.
Me living.
I don't know, do I? It could be, not many people walk around with this much cash in them.
Well, I do.
So, okay. How much is there?
Probably about, I come down with £2,000.
What number zero?
So whatever I've spent on me hope.
Do you not have bank cards or anything?
Nah, just cash me. How can I have a bank account if I don't have a passport? I'm still fighting to get my passport back off the police.
While searching Shem, the officer finds nothing of substance and shifts to another line: the money Shem is carrying. Suddenly, nearly £2,000 in cash becomes a reason for suspicion, with the officer saying not many people walk around with that much money. That's a weak pivot, grabbing at anything to justify a search that's going nowhere. Shem explains, calmly, why he doesn't have a bank card. He's just come out of jail and is still waiting for the police to return his passport and documents. That context makes sense, but the officer ignores it and keeps pressing, as if the goal is to make someone look guilty rather than to check the facts.
Being detained for wearing this jacket, he said. Yeah, you have to take the circumstances as they are as a whole, rather than just pick one item that you don't like about it.
I don't like all of it, mate. I don't agree with any of it. I'm not agreeing with the search even.
Like my colleague said, we appreciate that it's
This is why no one wants to deal with it, bro.
It's not about what people want to do with us, it's about who to speak to.
This is why the community don't comply. You were alright, you should probably get compliance. I'm not complying with the search. I don't want to be searched. I do not want to be searched. No, I do not want to be searched. That's all.
So you're not resisting, you're being compliant.
It's against us.
Like,
Another thing, you're wearing what looks like a big lady to a balaclava or something. What is the purpose of that? I've basically meant exactly how I've just asked that question. I don't know.
I'm using it to keep the dreads neat. Is that alright with you?
Well, you're giving me a account for it, so that's fine.
That's why no one wants to deal with the police. Horrible, mate. Just walking to get a scran. Here's 20 minutes out of your day. Cheeky.
This whole encounter is a clear example of how police powers can be abused when they are based on hunches and bias instead of evidence. The stop began with the way you reacted to seeing us, a vague, subjective claim that carries no legal force. People can look surprised or annoyed. That doesn't equal probable cause. The officer wasn't searching for a real reason. He was demanding obedience. When that didn't work, he tried the code excuse. When that didn't stick, he raised the smell of cannabis, only after the conversation had gone on, and without fame confirmation from his colleague. Then he tried to use the amount of cash Shem had as proof of wrongdoing, ignoring Shem's clear explanation about his situation. In the end, the search turned up nothing. No drugs, no weapons, no illegal activity. Two men walked to get food and ended up losing time, privacy, and dignity because they didn't bow down fast enough. That's the takeaway. This wasn't genuine law enforcement. It was a string of shaky justifications stretched to force compliance. Unless officers are held accountable for stops like this, public trust will keep shrinking. Shem put it plainly at the end. Interactions like these are why people avoid the police, not because they hate law enforcement, but because encounters too often feel like persecution rather than protection.